Rahim. In the previous class, we discussed about working capital, that what is working capital. Then we talk about types of working capital, that there are two types of working capital, on the base of value and on the base of time. Then on the base of value, we further divide working capital into two types. One is gross working capital and other is net working capital. And then on the base of time, we again have two types. One is permanent working capital and the other is temporary working capital. We discussed about gross working capital, we discussed about net working capital, and we start discussion about permanent working capital. And I gave you this example of Salam University. Now take another example. Now suppose there is a bakery. I think there is a famous bakery in Kabul, Shareno. I forgot the name. I think it is Shahana. I don't know whatever that is. Now that bakery, what is their function? They are making sweets, they are selling biscuits, they are selling dry fruits, and different other items. So, the building in which they are working, they are also paying the rent of that building. They are also paying salaries to the employees. They are also paying electricity bill. They are also paying telephone bill. And they have other small expenses. Maybe there will be food expenses of their employees. So, for these expenses, for rent, they need money. For salary, they need money. For electricity bill, they need money. For telephone, they need money. For food expenses, they need money. And they have inventory. They will keep inventory. What is their inventory? These things: sweets, biscuits, dry fruits, and these things. And they need raw material for making sweets, biscuits, dry fruits they are purchasing. So for making sweets, biscuits, and different other items in the bakery, they need raw material. So they need money for that. So they need inventory for different items. So for purchasing inventory, they need cash. For payment of rent, they need cash. For payment of salary, they need cash. For electricity, they need cash. For telephone, they need cash. For food, they need cash. So suppose the rent of their building, it is 5,000. Salary, suppose they are paying 5,000 to their employees. Electricity, suppose 2,000 is their electricity bill monthly. I'm calculating. Telephone, suppose 1,000 is telephone, and 2,000 is their food expense. For keeping sweets, biscuits, dry fruits, they invested, suppose, $40,000 for purchasing these items, and for making these items, they need $40,000. So how much money they need regularly for running their business? 40,000 their inventory, 5,000 for rent, 5,000 for salary. So it becomes 50,000, 2, 2, 4, and 5. So they need at least $55,000 for running their operations smoothly. So they always required $55,000 for running their operations smoothly. This money of $55,000 that they always need in the business, this is called permanent working capital. The money which is always required in the business for running the operations smoothly, or it is the minimum level of investment required for running the day-to-day operations of the business. Minimum current assets like inventory, book debts means account payable, note payable. Cash balance should always be there for smooth operations of the business. If you are missing any of them, if you are missing inventory, if you are missing book debts, means if you are not selling goods on credit, your sales will be reduced. You need cash balance for paying the salary, for paying the rent, for paying other expenses. So if you're missing anything, your business, the operations, it will not run smoothly. There will be problem in that. So permanent working capital is that amount which is always required for running the operations of the business. In this diagram, see this line, it is upward sloping. It is showing when you are starting business, so initially your investment is less, but when your business is expanding, so your investment, it is also expanding. Initially, see this margin. So you need very less amount because it is the start. So in the start, you need very less amount. Then when your business is, when you are making good name in the market, so your business is expanding. So this amount, that is always required, this amount. Now our business is at this level. So we always required this amount. See, from here to here, we need this much amount. We always required this amount. This is called permanent working capital. See this arrow? It is showing that we always required this amount, $55,000, for running the operations smoothly. So this amount is called permanent working capital. Then there is another type of working capital that is called temporary working capital. Temporary working capital, also known as variable working capital, is the amount which is required to meet the seasonal demand and some special occasions. This is that amount which is required if there are changes in some season, if there is increase in demand in some special season or on some special occasion. Like take the example of this bakery. These are normal days. So in normal days, they need $55,000. But if there is Eid, which is a special occasion, on Eid, to Eid, so on Eid, their sale will be increased because people are using more sweets, more biscuits, more dry fruits and these things. So they need additional, suppose they need additional 15,000 in the inventory, They need additional, suppose 2,000 in salary because they need more workers. Their electricity expense, it will go up 1,000. Because when they will make more products, so electricity expense will increase. Rent will remain same, telephone will remain same, food expense, suppose it also increase because of additional workers. Our food expense, it goes up to, from 2,000 it goes up to 3,000. So now see, on Eid days you need additional 15,000 for inventory. You need additional 2,000 in salary because you are hiring more workers, because you will make more things. So you need more workers. So 2,000 is this, so 15 plus 2, 17. 1,000 in electricity, 18, and 1,000 in food, so 19. So on Eid days, you need additional $19,000. This additional $19,000, which is required only in a specific season, which is required only on special occasions, because demand will increase, and when demand will increase, so you will make more sweets, you will make more biscuits, you will sell more dry fruits. So you need additional $19,000 to fulfill the demand of the public. Eid, two Eids and some special occasions like Saleno. So you need additional money. So the additional money that is required for the seasonal fluctuations or for some special occasions, the additional working capital that is required, sorry, that is called temporary working capital. So also known as variable working capital is the amount which is required to meet the seasonal demand and some special occasions. Take the example of cloth merchant. Who is selling cloth. So when there is, suppose, in normal days, there is, suppose, the summer season. So in the start of his season, he needs some more money for purchasing the cloth of summer. In winter season, in the start of winter season, again he keeps additional cloth, waistcoats, and you can say he keeps sweaters. So he need additional money in the start of winter season and in the start of summer season. So that additional money that he required in the start of summer season or winter season, that is called temporary working capital. Because change in season, there will be change in demand. So when there is change in demand, he need additional working capital. That is called temporary working capital. Now look at this diagram. So if there is increase in demand, see this, there is increase in demand because of what? Because of Eid. There is increase in demand because of what? Because of the Saleno. There is increase in demand because of some other occasions. So this is called, this increase in working capital, this one, this loop that he required sometime in the year for meeting the seasonal demand, that is called temporary working capital. Temporary working capital is that varies with seasonal needs. When season is changing, so they need additional money to fulfill that demand. Now there are different approaches of working capital. Three approaches of working capital. One is called aggressive approach, one is called conservative approach, and one is called moderate approach. Now, what is aggressive approach? According to this approach, the business is keeping very minimal amount in working capital. Investment in the working capital is minimal. They are keeping very less amount in working capital, in current assets. They are keeping very low level of inventory, purchasing less amount of inventory. Strict credit policy. Either they are not selling goods on credit, or they are selling, but within 5 days you will make payment to me. So their credit policy, it will be what? Strict. You know, minimal investment, so you will keep cash balances, less cash balances. You will need investment in receivables, less. You will not sell goods on credit, or you will sell but only 5 days you are giving for making payment. Strict credit policy. Inventory, investment in inventory, it is also less. So this type of policy is called aggressive approach. Now, if you are selling goods on credit, suppose you are giving them 45 days credit. So you don't have cash, because when they will make payment, you will get cash and you will get inventory. You will purchase inventory. So your credit policy, it will be strict. Not 45 days. It will be 5 days only. Within 5 days, if a customer is coming to purchase goods on credit, you are giving him 5 days. That, okay, take the goods, but you will make payment within 5 days. Because I can't afford to wait for 45 days. So minimum level of inventory, strict credit policy. The second, keep less cash balances, low level of inventory, strict credit policy, keep less cash balances, and minimum amount blocked in current asset. He is spending very less amount in current assets. He is blocking very less amount in current assets. Now, if this will be your policy, what will be the advantage and what will be the disadvantage? So, aggressive approach of working capital is that approach in which the business is blocking very less amount in working capital. Our investment in the working capital is minimal. They are keeping low level of inventory. Their credit policy is strict, their cash balances are low, so they are blocking very less amount in current assets. So what will be the advantage and what will be the disadvantage? The advantage is lower financial cost. Their financial cost will be less. When you are keeping less cash balance, when you are keeping very less level of inventory, so the money which is blocked in current asset, it is low. So your financial cost will be low. Now if you want to increase inventory, so you will take loan. So on that loan, suppose you want to sell goods on credit now. So you need more money then. So you will take loan. So when you will take loan, you will pay interest on that loan. This interest is your cost of financing. But we didn't took any loan because our inventory is low. We are not selling goods on credit. Our cash balances are low. So our financial cost will be what? Because the money that we are not taking any loan. So when you are not taking any loan, your interest charges will be low. Your financial cost, it will be low. Keep in mind, if you want to increase inventory, you want to sell goods on credit, and you want to keep more cash balances, so you need money for that. So from where you will get this money? You will take loan. When you will take loan, on that loan you will pay interest, and when you will pay more interest, your financial cost of capital or cost of financing, it will go up. But we are not taking loan because our inventory level is low, our receivables, we are not selling goods on credit, we are keeping low cash balances, so our financial cost will be low. What will be the disadvantage? Organization could not grow. There will be no growth in the organization. Why? Your inventory is low. There is no option for customers. You are not selling goods on credit. So very few customers will come to you. You are keeping very low cash balances. So because of these two, your inventory level, it is low, you are not selling goods on credit, your business will not grow. Business will grow if you will keep more inventory. If you will sell goods on credit, so more customers will come to you. So there will be growth in the business. But we are keeping very low level of inventory. Our receivables are less. So our credit policy is strict. So nobody is coming to. Very few people will come to you. So business will not grow. Organization could not grow. Run behind the competitors. Our competitors will go ahead of us. So competitors will go ahead of us and we will run behind the competitors. That is the disadvantage. The next approach, it is called conservative approach. According to conservative approach, it is the opposite of the aggressive approach. Highest investment in current assets. Previously, there was minimal investment in current, but it is the opposite, so there is highest investment in current assets. Organization used to keep inventory level high level of inventory. Liberal credit policy. Our credit policy is soft. We are selling goods for 45 days credit, for 60 days credit. Why? We want to increase our sales. So, in this policy, conservative approach, we have high cash balances, we are selling goods on credit, liberal credit policy, and we are keeping high levels of inventory. Because we want to expand our business. So what will be the advantage? More customers will come if your credit policy is liberal. High sales volume. Increase goodwill due to liberal credit policy. Your goodwill will increase because the customers who will come to you and you are selling goods on credit to them, they will tell other customers that this businessman, his credit policy is liberal, so you can utilize. Increase goodwill due to liberal credit policy. When the credit policy is liberal, so your goodwill, your name will increase. Your name, you will become famous in the market. What will be the disadvantage? Increase cost of capital. Now, when you are keeping high cash, when your policy is liberal, when you are keeping high inventory, for that you need money. So from where the money will come? Either you will take a loan or you will issue shares. If you will take loan, so on that loan you will pay interest. So your cost of capital, it will increase. Financial cost will increase. If you will issue shares, so you will pay dividend to the shareholders. So that dividend is the cost of equity. This is equity. This is debt. Loan is debt. Shares are equity. So your cost of equity, it will increase because you will pay dividend to them. So when you need money, you will either take loan or you will issue shares or the combination of these. So for that purpose, your financial cost will increase. Increase cost of capital. Your cost of capital, it will increase. The second disadvantage is when more customers, credit customers, when there will be more credit customers, there will be more chance of bad debts. You know about bad debts. If you are selling goods on credit to customers, more and more people are coming to you. Suppose you sell goods to 300 customers on credit. So out of these 300 customers, there will be some who will not pay money. Suppose out of these, there are 10 people who will not pay money to you. So these 10, it will become bad debts. Because more sale on credit, so there will be more chance of bad debts. So high risk of bad debts. If you will sell goods on credit, so there will be high chance of bad. And the last policy, it is moderate approach. Moderate approach is, this is aggressive, low level of investment in current assets. This is conservative, high level of investment in current assets. So moderate is between these two. Aggressive is low level investment. Conservative is high level investment in current assets. We are talking about current assets. So the moderate approach, it is between these two. Not too much low, not too much high, between them. So moderate level of investment is done in current assets so that balance should be maintained between risk and return. So there will be advantage, your financial cost will be moderate. Organization will grow. Organization will grow. And you will not run behind the competitors. Your sales volume, it will be moderate. Your goodwill, it will be good. Your cost of capital, it will be you can say moderate, and risk of bad debts, it will also be moderate. So you can keep a balance between risk and return. Your risk will be minimal, you can say moderate, and your return will also be moderate. So this moderate approach, our focus is not to keep too much investment in current assets, not to keep very low investment in current assets, just moderate. So this is the end of this chapter. Inshallah, in the next class, then we will start the last chapter, that is risk and return. I will share this in the WhatsApp group. Assalamu alaikum.